me the first thing to write. This is doing 7 if anybody needs it, otherwise just keep working it fine.
So you're gonna do 1 D divided by dx.
Well, hold on a second. So you start with this equation.
Yes.
I have a lot of on my answers, I don't know how
We're supposed to find dy dx. So what's the first thing you want to do?
So you want to dy dx?
Yep. So we want to do, ddx of this and ddx of this. So we want to start doing a little more in our head, so that's fine. So when I do ddx of this, what rule are you going to use first?
Power rule.
Even before that, you're going to use the add subtract.
Yes.
Good job, Ella. So
Yeah,
we're going to use the add subtract to do them separate.
Yeah.
So when you apply the power rule here, what's the result of applying the power rule there?
6x.
There we go. What rule must you apply here?
You have to take out the 2 first.
You take out the 2, put a parenthesis, then what rule do you use?
Then you use the product rule.
Tell me what to write.
So you're going to write y, and then xd and xd are just going to cancel out, so that's nothing. So then plus x, y prime.
Good. Then plus.
2y.
Just don't forget this part. Power rule says d over dx of something to a number is the same as number times the something to the number minus 1 times d over dx of the something.
Yeah. Oh, so, okay. Yes. So that's, sorry, 2y prime.
There we go. Equals.
0.
Good. So they're perfect. Keep going.
Okay.
Oh, first thing we have a question. Go.
With the 2xy thing, can you do like 2x times y, or should you take out the 2 and then do x times y?
You can actually do it either way. I've changed my opinion a lot over the years. My current opinion is, may change next week, that I think it's better to pull out the 2 because it will remind you to put a parenthesis. And then if this is a subtract instead of an add, it'll save you because you'll remember that you have to distribute.
Okay.
Whereas if you don't pull out the 2, people forget the parentheses.
And I didn't even know you could do that. That's why I always just do 2x.
Right. Because either way is actually legal.
Okay.
I'm going to start doing it this way to hopefully prevent some mistakes. So
Okay.
good work.
Thank you.
So
Points for Matt.
we pretty much done it. Now we just need to factor it at this point.
Well, let's back up. So one thing that will help score better is getting all the words right. So we're not going to factor this. We are going to solve.
Simplify it.
We're not really simplifying. We're trying to solve.
Okay.
Yeah, we're trying to get y prime alone.
Okay. So now we're trying to get y prime alone.
Tell me what to do.
This is where I got stuck.
No worries. Let's do this. So when I was in college taking lots of engineering classes, I would forget math rules because I hadn't taken the math class for a while. I had to use it on the engineering test. So what I would do is I would dream up, like seriously, like I'm in the middle of the test, I just think up an example that's simpler and that I know is right. And that would help me solve something more complicated. I find that to be a really useful method. So what I mean by that is this. I don't really care that that's 6x. So I'm just going to call it A. Because my goal is to get y prime alone. So all the other stuff doesn't really matter. So I'm going to have 6, so I'd just say A, just to make it easier to see, plus 2, parenthesis, y is fine, just trying to write it in a little simpler way. And then I've got x, y prime. I'm not sure this will help, but we'll see. Plus, well, I don't really need 2y, I just call that by prime.
Oh,
I don't know if this will help or not, I really don't know, but we'll see. Does that help you know what to do next?
kind of. I have like an idea.
Go.
It might be wrong. So you can actually take the y prime at the end and divide it by y prime to get it out. To the
So-
other side.
So that idea needs to be deleted from your
Okay.
brain. Like you can't go dividing things individually. Like, we don't want to do that.
Okay.
Any other ideas?
You can subtract by prime
To the other side.
to the other side.
That's not a bad idea because at least you're getting the y prime more by itself. So you can do this. Any other ideas?
There's still a y prime over there, but
Yeah, we've got to have a way to get the y prime that's here somehow over here.
yeah. So distribute the two.
So now I think you've got enough we can work on this one. So we've got 6x. We're going to distribute the 2, so what do we get?
2y plus 2x y prime.
And let's leave this one here for a minute.
Okay.
So does that give you any ideas?
Yes. So now we can subtract 2y prime and then also subtract 2xy.
Very good, very good. So you're thinking, let's move these two to the other side.
Yeah.
I kind of prefer positive numbers versus negative. This doesn't really matter. It's like either way. In fact, let's just do that because it really doesn't matter. So what would the next line say?
6x plus 2y is equal to negative 2xy prime subtract 2y prime.
Pause. I have not really been seeing if anybody else had a question about this. Keep going.
Okay, it's just me.
Well, that doesn't mean they're not watching and enjoying learning from what you're doing. Yeah, they just don't have questions, so you're doing a really good job. So keep going.
So from here, we can take out the negative 2.
Let's pause there for a moment. There's nothing wrong with that, but there's a better approach. It's always a good idea to take a step, and when you feel a little bit unsure, ask yourself again, what are we really trying to accomplish here?
Okay, we can take out the y prime instead.
Because that's what we want to get alone.
Yeah.
So what do you want me to write now?
6x plus 2y is equal to y prime parentheses negative 2x 1
Times 1, yeah.
subtract 2y.
Okay, there. Good job, Maggie.
Thank you. So
Good job, person following Maggie. There we go. Sorry.
Yeah.
I couldn't see you when you had your back turned. So.
So now that they're factors, you can divide.
Correct. So the rule is, I have an equation. It is legal to divide both sides of the equation by whatever I want. That is legal. So I'm going to take the left side, but the rule is I must divide the entire left half. It is not legal to divide selectively.
Yeah.
So all of that gets divided by this. And therefore, to make sure we are still equal, the right half also gets divided by the exact same thing. But now we need to ask the question, is this numerator factors or terms?
Factors.
What are the factors?
Y prime and everything else.
Perfect. So now because the numerator consists of those two factors and the denominator can be viewed as
Then you can turn it into.
this factor alone, they can be considered to divide to make 1. That's the check you've got to make sure you always look for. Perfect. So now you have this, and equal means equal, so I can flip it.
Yes, that's what I was doing at the beginning when I said like, do I want over the x?
No worries.
What number are you on?
I've got to somehow make my answer look like theirs.
Yeah.
Like written section, you're done, you're good. Just write one more line and quit. But multiple choice, I got to get it to match. So you want to have a question to this point. So I did.
Well, they're not factors, they're terms, so I can't cross.
Can't divide. Can't divide.
Can't divide.
Yeah, crossing out's not a mathematical operation.
I didn't
so.
say crossing out, I said cross divide.
Oh, can't do that either. Moving on.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Okay. Anyway, you can take out a 2 from both top and bottom.
Tell me what to write.
2 parentheses 3x plus y divided by 2 parentheses negative x negative y.
Okay, pause for a minute. Just everyone, just a note for all of you in the room. Everybody stop for a minute, just look up. What is happening here is a really good reason why I just keep encouraging you to come and do work here. Because really, Ella had no problem at all with the calculus. It's that stuff you're bringing from previous years of algebra that gets in the way. And it's what causes people to, instead of score a nice 88, terrible 57. Okay, it's like those little things. And the only way to fix it is to be here and just keep talking about it, and you get better and better. Like, okay, I'm getting good at this. I'm not going to make this mistake. Perfect. Did you get to there?
Yeah.
Awesome. So I ask the question again. Is the numerator factors or terms?
Now they're factors.
Perfect. What are the factors?
2 and everything else.
Perfect. I'm a big fan of everything else. That's perfectly a good way to say it. Factors at the bottom are?
2 and everything else.
Nice. So now we do have factors that can be divided. So we got y prime equals. So is that enough for you to identify the correct answer? Actually, we'll pay extra credit to the whole room. Just vote like this, please. A, B, C, D, or E. I'll pay you if you get it right. People are having a hard time seeing it. We've got to talk for a minute. Hands down. So try this, see if it helps. I'll pay extra credit for this. Raise your hand if you know the decimal equivalent for that fraction. Yeah. Extra credit for all. Got to play the game. Connor.
Negative 0.5.
Who knew it? 2 points to you for Connor. Please raise your hand if you know the decimal equivalent of this value. This is not a trick. I'm trying to make a point. Hands up. Ella? Dang. Ellie, my bad. What's the again? And I'm kind of lazy, so I just go negative 0.5. Although 0.5 is a little bit better. How many knew it? 2 points. How about this one? Hands up. Christine. And now I felt bad that I didn't use the 0, so we'll go back. How many knew it? 2 points. Do this one. I know this is getting redundant. You guys don't care. You just collect points. Whatever. Hands up. What's that? There we go. Oh, I tricked you. What is it? There we go. Positive 0.5. How many knew it? 2 points. Okay. I show you all of that because it happens very frequently on the AP test. You get to here and you're like, dang, that does not exactly match any of those. show me with two hands, A, B, C, D, E, A, B, C, D, E. Show me which two it best matches. Actually, that's even, which one does it look like it matches? Show me. Show me the one that looks like it most matches. Show me, close to the chest here so everybody else can't see. Points for everyone for voting. Okay, some people voted this. I would argue not as close a match as I'd like because I've got a 3x plus y in the top. The bottom's at least similar, x and y. The top's not really as close as I wanted. So I wouldn't have voted this. So vote again. Which of those looks the most like the one you have? Show me. Now we got everybody matched. Perfect, 2 points. Look up here and look at the little example I gave you. If you have a negative in front of a fraction, you can apply the negative to the top, you can apply the negative to the bottom. You just can't apply it to both. Otherwise the value will change.
So for the bottom, you're actually like taking out a -1 from everything and putting it there?
Yeah, I can do one of two things. I can look here and say I'm going to apply that negative to the bottom, which means it has to distribute, which means I get my exact same answer. Or I can say, let's factor a -1 from the bottom and just put it in front of the entire fraction, which is how they go from here to there.
So, but if you're doing that backwards, if it starts out like negative in front, how do you know if it goes on the top or the bottom?
You can answer. You're doing great. So the question was, if I start here, how do I know if this -1 out here in the front is applied to the top or applied to the bottom? So look at these three and note that it doesn't matter.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it's a perfect question. If the negative is in front, I can apply the negative to the bottom or the top, same result. I just don't want to make the mistake of thinking it goes to both. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Perfect. Good here? Awesome.
Oh, just a different one.
Different question. Let's stop the video. So that was exciting.